Shalom. I want to first and foremost give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the tabernacle of David, the faithful elect that are scattered across the four winds of the earth. Is getting lit in Mexico. All right, they went from 0 to 1,000, after the high-ranking member of this cartel group was murdered, known as the Jalisco New Generation group, or whatever they call it. And, since then, a lot of violence, it's not safe. And I think they're issuing a shelter-in-place emergency, for the citizens, because the cartels, they went berserk, and all I could think of is 2nd Ezra 15, of course. I'm pretty sure most brothers that's covering this are, going into that chapter, it talks about that sedition. All right, there shall be a sedition among men and invading one another. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And, this is what we're seeing, So I'm pretty sure Trump is going to use this, as a reason to finally go down into Mexico, because the president of Mexico is a small hat. And, from what I heard, she's evacuating. So that leaves room for the U.S. to, send some boys up in there and, put in some work and regulate Mexico, But yeah, it's lit in Mexico, man. Okay, they taking over gas stations, taking people hostage. I wouldn't be surprised if they killing Americans down there. All right. So, and these are people. Issachar, they're bugged out down there too. They're wicked. Like it says in Hosea, the 4th chapter, the Most High has a controversy with Israel because they have no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. They break through and steal, they commit adultery, and blood touches blood. Basically genocide, murder after murder, because our people are very violent, especially towards each other. So there's a lot of wicked Israelites, all throughout, Mexico, Central America, and South America. So the Lord got to, he got to do a lot of purging, throughout those regions. But anyway, let me play some of this. This is footage from, the fallout, the aftermath after they killed homeboy. Now, those areas all throughout Mexico is being attacked. So let me play some of this.
Verga, loco. Chinga tu madre. No mames.
So, yeah, it's erupted, man. And the Lord said, I am come to send fire on earth, but what would I if it already be kindled? So it's up right now. But it's only a matter of time before they move the forces in, to quell all that. And I'm pretty sure them cartel members They're gonna try to put up a fight, but they definitely not gonna win. Let me play this one real quick.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today.
Fair use. You know, for this page right here, just using this for fair use. All right, because this is all playing in the prophecy, of course. All right, the world is in the worst case scenario, and because the rulers are in power. And it was that Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So when you under a evil regime or wicked rulership, you know, things tend to not go well with the people, the citizens. You know, usually it's poverty, you know, gang violence, you know, crime through the roof. You know, it's just nothing but hardship. But these cartel members, they're just tearing shit up because their leader got smoked. You know, so they're just, you know, trying to show their power. All right, but it's only gonna last because I'm pretty sure, you know, Trump is gonna send them forces out. All right, especially, you know, Americans are being attacked, you know, in the whole thing. So it's only gonna escalate from here on out. But let's listen.
And hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, scenes out of Mexico, out of an area in Mexico called Jalisco. It looks like they have killed a high-ranking cartel member, a boss, y'all. And things have they've gone from 0 to 100 real quick, y'all. Apparently, even the airport is under attack by the cartel as revenge for the boss's killing, y'all. They say that Americans are being attacked. People are having their cars taken and burned. Buildings are burning. It's just chaos there, y'all. So this update is a bit of a travel advisory if you're in Mexico. So hopefully you can get and stay safe. And also all of the content we use here is under fair use. Without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it.
So everybody is being told to leave the area right now here on the beach. The tiki bar is being cleared out. All of these things are being cleared out. It's being roped off right now. They're asking that everybody vacate the area and leave immediately. You can see the smoke. I don't know if you can, the smoke in the sky. But we were just walking on the beach and we saw smoke everywhere. And we're being informed that there's major cartel violence happening right now all over Puerto Vallarta. Apparently, they've captured a top-ranking cartel member, and when that happens, all-out war happens. A number of cars have been set on fire, motorcycles set on fire. In fact, there were some attendees of Anarchapoco who were in a taxi cab. Taxi drivers are apparently targeted by the cartel. They were they had their car shot at. The taxi driver was murdered, and the car was set on fire. All of their luggage has been burnt, including their clothes and passports, in fact.
Now, y'all, all of the videos that I'm showing you here are sourced from X, and this is the most recent information that I have. So definitely double check and verify. We're going to take a look at a very brief clip, supposedly now out of the local airport, where things have gone from bad to worse and very quick, y'all. Again, if you're in the area, please stay safe.
Yeah, this is clearly a sedition, right? They're really like own one over this killing, man. You know, What if because it's been known that this particular cartel group, they have operations inside the U.S. Whether they're using people to ship or smuggle fentanyl or meth, crystal meth, or whatever the case may be. It might even have they might be trafficking prostitutes and stuff in the country, but they try to carry out an operation here and cause some shit here in the States. It's really gonna go up, So, and I think I recall Trump saying that Mexico was next after they got Venezuela, and we still ain't heard nothing about Maduro. We don't know what happened with that. It's just nobody's talking about that no more. But matter of fact, let me do this. Let me he said Mexico could be Trump's next target. But I remember this from like maybe a month ago. Yeah. TexasPublicRadio.org. Mexico weighs its options as Trump's intervention rhetoric escalates. And it's strategic for them to have a damn small hat, ruling down in Mexico. I wouldn't be surprised if they placed her there just to allow her to have Mexico get out of control. Ran by the drug cartels down there, and it's definitely violent and chaotic down there. And they've been growing defiant of Western control too. Dealing with the U.S. So this is going to give them a out to be able to go down there and invade. Since President Claudia Sheinbaum is facing mounting pressure as the U.S. President Donald Trump escalates rhetoric about striking Mexican drug cartels following Washington's military action in Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro. Trump's comments, including a Fox News interview in which he said the United States would begin hitting land against cartels, have sharpened concerns in Mexico. While similar language has surfaced before, Mexican officials say it took on new significance after the U.S. demonstrated its willingness to use force in Venezuela, raising fears that Mexico could be next. Well, now they got the chances of that is much more heightened now. It's more plausible that Mexico is next on their hit list, especially after this event happening. Because those concerns prompted a direct phone call between the two leaders on Monday. Sheinbaum said Trump again proposed sending U.S. troops into Mexico. She rejected the offer and instead emphasized what she described as tangible results of bilateral cooperation, a 50% reduction in fentanyl crossing into the United States over the past year, and a 43% decline in overdose deaths. So yeah, he's probably gonna send the military down there, with this right here being the excuse for it now. Okay. And it was probably done purposely. Like they killed that high-ranking cartel member purposely, just to get it cracking. And then now the news can be like, see, this is what we've been saying. This is why Trump was alluding to Mexico being invaded next. See, it's out of control. It needs reinforcement. You know, we got to stop the cartels from killing our citizens and this and that. So you already see where this is going. And it tells you that in, we always get it in Micah, the 2nd chapter. You know, when Esau's targeting, you know, a area of land that has resources and, you know, so on and so forth, you know, they're going to covet after it. You know, Micah 2 and 1, or it's like Micah 2 and 2. Because they have, you know, reason for wanting to capture all the land from Mexico all the way down to the Lithium Triangle. All right. Let me get it. Micah 2 and 2. And it says, I'll start at 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And your heritage is representing your inherited land. Okay. And Esau, he feels entitled to land, all land on earth. So if there's resources there that he can take to himself, if there's pipelines that he can run through the land, if there's, you know, trade routes that he can control, he needs over there. And you know, he'll stage, you know, it's some type of event, and then use that as a reason to move in. So Mexico is definitely now on the radar. Okay. So here we are.
Other footage seems to show people snatching people out of their vehicles and then leaving them stranded as the, I guess, cartel members, y'all, set the vehicles on fire. This is definitely wild stuff. Let's take a look.
Looking straight like GTA out there right now. You know, it is straight up. And then you see some of the cartel members, how they're dressed up. It look like straight up Call of Duty characters. So it's really up in Mexico, man. They're definitely couched between two burdens, man. You know, pun intended. They really, you know, because you go south of the border is terrible. You come up to the States, it's terrible. You know, so they got to be trapped in that. You come up through the borders, ICE is gonna be right there waiting. You know, the patrols are gonna be waiting on you.
So a creator with pressfortruth.ca, there's a YouTube channel. We will link to this video down in the description. It looks like he's there right now, y'all. It looks like he's in the area, I think Puerto Vallarta in Mexico right now while everything is going on. And he is bringing harrowing tales of exactly what kind of chaos is unfolding. He's also asking the question, is this just the start of something new? Did the Trump administration have something to do with this? Is this something that we may see more of coming up? Because we know Trump has said,
Hey, the scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. You know, this is classic tactics from, you know, the West, you know, to cause you know, chaos, you know, the state of disorder, you know, because what do they say? Order out of chaos. All right, that's the Hegelian dialectic. You know, especially after they've been alluding to Mexico being the next country in the Western Hemisphere to invade. So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't put it past, you know, this current administration. Okay.
that the United States wants to go after the cartels.
So it's a pretty scary, dire situation right now. We're being told do not go out at all. Do not walk in the streets. Do not get in a taxi or an Uber. Do not go.
Yeah, they want to go after the whole Western Hemisphere. You know, the whole Don Roll doctrine, right? Because I'm hearing also that Cuba is down. You know, they had just had a collapse, and nobody's talking about it. So, you know, we could be seeing, you know, Trump got a few options right now. You know, before they invade, they have to weaken, you know, the regime, and then they go in. But then they also focused on Iran and, you know, giving them the ultimatum, and Iran is not they're not laying down. So, you know, Trump is taking on a lot right now. And that's what the Roman, the ancient Roman military, that's what they did. They overexpanded and spread themselves thin. So we see the same patterns with Rome 2.0 or Babylon America.
The airport, in fact, the entire airport may be shut down right now because of this cartel violence. I mean, we heard Trump mentioning a while back that he's going to go after the cartel in Mexico. Is this the beginning of that? Are we witnessing it live? I don't know, but everybody here has just been instructed to leave the area immediately. The entire beach here is being shut down. It's clearing out. And really intense situation going on here in Puerto Vallarta. So I'm going to continue to document this as we do. We're going to stay safe in our hotel. I don't know if you can see the smoke in the air, but it's all over the place. It's thinned out now in the last hour, but apparently, from what I understand, there's a whole bunch of cartel violence happening all over the city right now. We don't fly out until tomorrow, but hopefully it's not going to be an issue for us, because as it is right now, the airports might even be shut down. I hear the military is getting involved. Some of these cartel have, in the past, shot down military helicopters because they literally own rocket launchers. So this is serious stuff.
So who is El Mencho? Well, in this news program, it is in Spanish, so I'm going to try to bring you the most salient points. She says that El Mencho is the leader of the new generation cartel. They are known as one of the most violent cartels in Mexico. Members of this cartel are sought not only by the Mexican government, but by the United States government as well. And it looks like El Mencho was killed today, setting off all of this craziness that we have been seeing. Now, this is not the first time that this sort of violence follows the capture or killing of a high-level, prominent cartel.
Hey, good though, good. All right, and I hope Esau get more of them, because these motherfuckers are wicked, man. You know, they'll come after, they attack civilians, you know, but let's see if they're going to keep the same energy when Trump, you know, sends some troops down up in there. All right. They're going to do it with ease too, because you know, they prey on the weak. You know, the scriptures tell you about how wicked our people are, man. They overpass the deeds of the wicked. So the Lord's going to ultimately, you know, he's going to send that rod down. You know, the scriptures tell you, let me go here. And that dude got judged, put his ass to death. There's going to be more of them. The Most High going to destroy a lot of wicked Israelites wherever they are, man. Sirach, is it 40? Sirach 40 and 9. I'll start at 8. It says, such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners, death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, and that's what they're experiencing down there. Death and bloodshed, you know, all throughout Mexico right now. Strife and sword, All right, and going back to 2nd Ezra 15, when it talks about them seditions among men invading one another with swords in their hands. So, you having people fight against authorities, fighting against their own government. Usually these mobs and gangs and militias, you down there, the cartels, and they got the swords, man. The dude narrating, he's mentioning that these fools got rocket launchers and stuff, shooting down helicopters. So it's going down for real. It says calamities, and that's what they're going through, calamity down there. Famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So it's just a lot of judgment going out, okay? All these people, like the scriptures say in Job 4 and 7, whoever perished being innocent, where were the righteous cut off? So all these Israelites, they all are, getting judged. Let's go to 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra 15. In 2nd Ezra 15 and 24, it says, "Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments." And our people, wherever they at, they're definitely not keeping the Lord's commandments. That's why he has that controversy with them. All right, no mercy, nor knowledge of the Most High in the land. Down there, if they not in the cartels, they worship in Guadalupe, Jesus Christos, the Edomite, blue-eyed, blonde-haired version, or they worship in Saint Morte, Saint Death, a lot of idolatry. So that's why our people, they get dealt with. Down in the islands, same thing. Practicing voodoo, different forms of witchcraft. To say of the Lord, I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power, defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him. And that's why the Lord said his eyes were upon a sinful kingdom. Destroyed off the face of the earth, saving he would not destroy, all of Jacob. Because there's going to be a remnant that's going to sift. All right, a remnant. But he said, the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Right, it says, and therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Okay. So that's what it is. He's bringing that sword upon them. He's punishing the wicked to destruction.
Leader. In previous years, you've even seen helicopters being shot at with rockets, y'all, by cartel members after a leader has been captured or killed. They've gone to battle with the military. They've gone to battle with the police. And of course, for that reason, it's no wonder that Donald Trump has wanted to see a real crackdown on them. And now with all of the United States activity in Venezuela, it looks like, even though this is not confirmed, it looks like perhaps there has been some additional ramping up of the tension, some additional escalation, and maybe, just maybe, the United States has moved in Mexico and killed a leader of one of the most powerful, violent cartels in that country, y'all. So as of now, we don't know enough, but let's just postulate. If the United States were involved in this, do you agree with that or do you disagree? Do you think that the United States should be making moves in foreign countries against their drug cartels, against their purveyors of violence? Or do you think we should just stay out of it, y'all? Let me know what you think, y'all. Drop a comment down below. But
it's not going to happen. They're not staying out of that. All right. Trump, this administration, via the small hat, they're on a conquest. All right. The Lord is allowing them to make they final little moves before he, comes for E. All right. So this is what's going down. Let me get this in Matthew. And Yahushua said that it would be Matter of fact, let me go to the one in Luke 21. In verse 7, it says, and they asked him, saying, Master, but when shall these things be? And what sign shall there be when these things shall come to pass? And he said, take heed that you be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am anointed, and the time draweth near, go you not therefore after them. But when you shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. All right, and you look up the word commotions, of course, because that's what we're seeing down in Mexico right now. And the Greek word is
Strong's G 181, akatastasia. Akatastasia.
akatastasia. And it says in the Strong's definition, instability, i.e. disorder, commotion, confusion, tumult. Down here, instability, a state of disorder, disturbance, confusion. So that's what we're seeing. All right, this is all part of this sedition. So I'm pretty sure Esau's gonna, come down. All right, the rod of Assyria. He's gonna regulate. All right, he's gonna use, some high grade weapons to put down, a lot of those dangerous members. Because when they went down into Venezuela, it's like they did it with ease. They used a certain type of weapon and was able to get to Maduro pretty easy. So Mexico is they're gonna fight back, but it's for Esau, the type of technology he got, he can't wait to use it. So that spells trouble for you Mexicanos down there. Okay. Lord willing, if any of the elect are down there, may the Lord be with them. Because we're definitely in an evil time, man. So as far as us, hey, we're going to continue to, stay prayed up and of course be circumspect and be vigilant. Okay. So, that's pretty much that. And hopefully y'all are edified. I'm going to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shai. And to the next one, Shalom.